Good morning and welcome to Live in a Greenhouse on YouTube. If you're new here, this channel is about my journey to design, build, and then live in the first greenhouse enclosed tiny home in the United States. This episode covers about a week in mid to late February where I continue to fill the pool and the ponds from the rainwater tanks, going slowly for a couple of reasons. First, so that I can smooth out any wrinkles in the liner as the water rises. And second, to hold at each place where I suspect there might be a leak in the liner so I can check if the water level drops. Over the past year, I've included bits and pieces about island life, but regular viewers have asked for more content. So today I cover an event that we islanders love to hate, called the haul out. This is a 3 to 4 week period where our regular drive-on ferry goes into dry dock for maintenance and is replaced with a walk-on only ferry. This means that every islander has to find a way to deal with mainland transportation and island transportation. This can be pretty tricky for people who only have one vehicle. I'll also take you for a drive around a part of the island so you can get a sense for the variety of scenery and the community spirit. So come along as today I empty the 5,000-gallon rainwater tanks. With the drive-on ferry going out of service next week, I brought in the cedar boards for the perimeter beds earlier than I would have liked. For now, they're just one more thing I have to move back and forth. The peach tree has some bud swelling, but nothing open yet. Collecting rocks at the pool edge to make it easier to load into the gabion basket. This bundle of 3/4-inch pipe needs to go into the crawl space. The West Pond's basket is about 2/3 full. The water level is past the bottom step of the ladder and just covers the bottom of the West Pond. I'm having a hard time getting rid of a king-size mattress from my last home. It's taking up more space than a full-size sofa. I'm considering whether to swap that for the queen in the bedroom. I love the furniture that Matt, my builder, gave me, so this is a tough decision. I also need to think about window treatments. Privacy isn't a consideration, but the bedroom gets morning light and afternoon heat and glare from the sunset. Snow in February. The rest of the United States is having blizzards and torrential rain, so this isn't so bad. I'm just ready to see the fruit trees bud. With the sun today, the inside temperature is almost 50. Although I lived in that trailer for a couple years, I've only been living in the house for about 5 months now, so I'm still learning the sun and shadow patterns throughout the day and throughout the year. This is the east side of the greenhouse near sunset, just about the only time there's sun on the pool. The east pond slopes upward several inches, so the water depth rises slowly, and I'm not sure if there's enough water left in the tanks to reach the seam, so I can assess whether the seam will leak. No sign of life in the lotus bucket or canna lilies. I'm waiting to see if they survive the December freeze. Time to check the water level in the tanks before I shut the hose off for the night. Looks like around 1,100 gallons per tank. Evidence that I still don't have the hang of this vlogging thing. I just spent a few hours stacking rocks into the West Pond basket and didn't turn on the camera. I've used up all the rocks inside and now have to haul more from outside. The West Pond's bottom is flat, so the water is covering the entire bottom and holding, which means there isn't a leak in the seam along the bottom under the gabion. Yay! This narrow gap will eventually be filled by water plants, but I need to paint the bridge first. I've decided to keep the tiles for edging, but we'll need to take them up, trim the liner, cut a few tiles to size, and then glue them to the concrete. Between working on the pond, installing irrigation, and painting the bridge, I'll have to walk on this bed so much this year that I won't plant it until fall. I'm just using it for compost. This is what most of the island interior looks like. Tall evergreens with scrubby brush underneath. Free food stand. This is the hill I couldn't get up during the snow of December 2021. I'll save the shore road drive for another day. Today we'll see the island's interior lowland. This is the trailhead for a nice hike to the top of the mountain owned by a land trust. This pile of gravel and buckets are for hikers to volunteer to carry up some to maintain the trail. There are also hiking poles to borrow. There are a few deep forest places on the island. My camera doesn't do justice to how beautiful it is with a jumble of cedar, fir, and ferns. Then around a corner and suddenly in the swamp. The road has been raised twice due to beavers' dams creating this flooded area. There are no housing developments on the island. Each house is unique, and this is one of my favorites. While gardening is a favorite pastime, it requires an 8-foot deer fence. Can you tell why I like this sculpture so much? Schoolhouse Park is the only park with a sports field and playground equipment. There's not much organized team sports on the island, so you're as likely to find someone practicing their frisbee golf as shooting hoops. This is the gathering place for the 4th of July picnic and other community events. This beautiful stage was built with donated funds, material, and labor. After many years in the making, it was dedicated last summer. Just one of many roadside produce stands where, during the season, people give away their extra or sell on the honor system. The community center hosts everything from town hall meetings to pie sales to holiday craft sales to the fancy dress party and the all-volunteer library. The only church on the island welcomes all and another all-donation community food pantry. Every Thursday, October through April, a group of volunteers make lunch for anyone to enjoy. Pre-pandemic, we used to eat inside, but now it's only curbside takeaway. Then a straight shot to the ferry and the only store on the island that is also the only gas, restaurant, bar, and live music venue. windy today. Depending on the wind direction and tides, it could be a very bumpy ferry ride. I wouldn't go today except that I have to. For the 3 weeks of haul out, most people move a car to the mainland and keep another car or truck or bike on the island. Fortunately, my sister lives on this island, so we share my car on the mainland, and she lent me her truck for my island car. This is the picture I texted her to let her know the car's location, which we repeated after each use. The big state ferries to the outer San Juan Islands and Sydney, British Columbia, Canada, leave from a different dock in the same city. These routes may take an hour or more, so these are jumbo-class ferries that are multi-level, can carry hundreds of cars, and have facilities such as food service and restrooms. By contrast, our ferry carries about 21 cars for about 5 minutes each way across a channel. Got home in time to catch the sunset. I love the way it lights up the back rooms of the house, even the kitchen on the northeast corner. The haul out has started. Here's the walk-on ferry coming into the dock. He has to turn to back in. The county provides limited shuttle service during the haul out. On warm days, it's fine on the deck. For cold or rainy days, there's heated seating below deck. And there you have it. I forgot to turn the hose off overnight, and 6 a.m. the next day, the tanks were empty, but the east pond was about 3 inches deep, the west pond about 4 inches deep, and about 8 to 10 inches left to go in the pool. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share with your friends, and come back next time when I make progress setting up the garden.